Hello, everyone's. I am here for my review of Our Kind of People, Season 1, Episode 9. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Lady T. I like to do reviews on scripted reality shows as well as scripted shows. If you're returning, you one of my people, welcome back. So, we don't have any comments from last week's episode, but I want to thank all my new subscribers. It says I've gotten like 2 or 3, maybe more than that, but they're not telling me that, hey, usually like such and such has subscribed to your channel, but I haven't been getting that lately. So if you have subscribed to my channel, I want to say thank you. I really do appreciate it, and don't mind me because I be silly over here. And that's probably what you hear for, and it's probably not. But I just want to say thank you for subscribing to my channel and becoming one of my people. See, y'all, this episode, it was a lot because it was like people was hurting feelings when they really didn't want to, but it's almost like they ain't had no choice. So it is on for to get these papers from Jack that he signed all his shares over to Daddy Franklin. You know, he was either mad, drunk, he got into some issues, whatever it was, but he signed over his shares to the Darman Company to Daddy Franklin. So now and now that he's in the arms of the angel, I guess his paperwork is at the police station, which I'm not really sure why it would be there. I would think it would be like at a lawyer's office or at an office or something, but hey, it's at the police department. So now it's on a race to who's gonna get it. Now, Daddy Franklin put Tyreek on it because he always got to have him somebody to do it. He ain't gonna do it himself. Like, you go down there and get these paperwork right quick, fast, and hurry, son. But Tyreek, he's oldest. He trusts and wants to trust Daddy Franklin because Daddy Franklin basically stepped in and raised him and afforded him the life he has now. When his father went into the arms of the angels, and it's like now that he's learning more and more and more about Daddy Franklin, it's like, do I trust him and should I trust him? Meanwhile, Raymond, he wants to get down there because he wants to get his company back. And he got his mama on his back, Mama DuPont, like, when are you going to get this money back? I mean, this company back. You must do that. You are my good boy. Go ahead and do it. He got that going on. He done lost his, friend since childhood, even though, like, friend from childhood was being really, really raggedy and tried to come on to his wife and was basically like trying to sleep with her. He got all that going on. So it's at one of the Gracie's events, and Angela, she just got like a lot going on after finding out what more and more about Daddy Franklin. And like he goes to congratulate her, and she's like, "Don't be touching me." Like she couldn't hold it in. Aunt Piggy was like, "Girl, you just can't be coming at a snake like that. Is you snake is gonna go in a hole and you ain't gonna be able to get out any type of information." I hope I am coming up clear. No, that's not it. Because it just was like my chin was trying to be cut off. So, but Angela in her anger just is not letting her do that. It's like she was trying to get close to Daddy Franklin, and like, but still in the back of her mind is, you did abandon me, and you may or may not have been responsible for my mama going to jail. And now I done found out that you was one behind blackmailing Aunt Piggy. I ain't trying to have nothing to do with you. Now, me as a person, I can probably keep my emotions like not. My face is gonna tell it all. I could keep a secret, but like my face when I don't like somebody and my face will probably tell it all. Because I notice I like catch myself when I'm just sitting there and I'm like people around me are talking. I can catch myself like my making all kind of facial expressions, and I know they probably thinking, what is she over there thinking about? But yeah, I probably would have popped off on Daddy Franklin too. Like, you abandoned me. You may have been the one to put my mama in jail. You was blackmailing Aunt Piggy. Now you over here wanted to gonna pat on me like you ain't been this dude all this time. But speaking of Piggy, she decides to come clean to Tyreek. You know, she then went to some meetings, and I believe one of the meetings is, telling the truth and all that stuff. I really don't know, so I'm just guessing. And she admits that she knew Darius. She said Darius sometimes worked for Calvin, which was Tyreek's daddy, and to do some dirty work for basically Daddy Franklin. She also says that something was weighing on him, and that is maybe the reason why he took his own life. But just know that your daddy was a good man and a gentle man, even though he did some things that he was not necessarily proud of. Like she couldn't continue on doing this to Tyreek, thinking that his daddy just, took his own life for whatever reason. It's like your daddy, he wasn't into some mess, but he was helping. He was working with somebody. He had somebody work for him that was into some mess, that wasn't doing some work for doggone Daddy Franklin. Your daddy was a good man. Just remember that. So Tyreek is down at the police station. He done got the paperwork um, that Jack had. Still don't understand that. And if y'all can explain that to me, please put that down in the comment section below. He's sitting there and he's having a panic attack because he's had a flashback, I guess, to when his dad had taken his life. So he's having a panic attack. Raymond walks over, like, I guess he sees the paperwork and he gonna be nice to him. It's like, yes, this, that, and the third. And then Tyree was like, basically, he calls him out. It's like, you only been, he's like, can I see the paperwork? He's like, so that's it. You was only being nice to me because you want to see the paperwork that Daddy Franklin sent me to get. That's it. Like, we've known each other since we was kids, and this is the longest conversation we've ever had with each other. And when he goes on to say, like, in school, you ain't want to deal with me because, you didn't want your rich friend to know that you was hanging out with the poor boy. Even so much when something would go missing at school, it was always, hey, it was Tyreek, and never once did you stand up for me. We've sat and had meals together over the years, I don't know how many times, and we've never had conversations like this. But now, you want to have a talk? Well, get out of my face with that. You still that dude that you was back in school. And I appreciated doggone Tyreek for calling Raymond out. Like, don't be trying to be nice to me now because you're trying to get some information. You ain't been nice to me. Y'all, I want to know what Rose knows. Because Leah, she goes to her mama and she's asking about the night that Eve was arrested. Y'all know Eve is Angela's mama. She tells, Rose tells Leah she was trying to be a better mama and get her medications right so she can be a better mama to Leah. But then she found out that Daddy Franklin was going to leave them to be with Eve and Angela. Like, something happened that night or around that time to where she wants to forget. I don't know what it is. Something bad happened, but she's like been these last doggone 20 some odd years been trying to forget what's going on. Daddy Franklin walks in because he's mad because you're upsetting your mother. Bringing up Eve is going to upset your mother. Don't do that. You're going to upset your mother. I want to get to the bottom of why Daddy Franklin decided not to leave his wife and be with Eve and her daughter. And Angela. I want to know what happened that night, and I want to know what stopped him. He probably still to this day loves Eve. It's just that whatever's going on and whatever happened prevented him from doing that. Daddy Franklin says telling Angela the truth is gonna harm Rose. He was like, I thought welcome her into the family. She was gonna stop being suspicious to me. I was like, why? She's still gonna be like, you abandoned me. He does not know that she found the tape of him while she was being interrogated by the police. He don't know that. He's like, we've all come to love Angela and everything, but she's no longer welcome in Oak Bluff or this family. Get rid of her your way or I'll do it my way. And I was like, really? So you gonna do this again? Because of all the shadiness and the dirt that you've done in your past, you gonna do this to your daughter who did not ask to be here. You chose to sleep with this girl's mama, and you know what happens when you sleep with somebody. You could get them pregnant. But since you did so much dirt in your past, you are really willing to hurt this girl. But this is Daddy Franklin for you. So where we at? Raymond is asked to come clean to Tyreek because I guess he was like, man, I did. Like he was looking at pictures of like them when like Tyreek and Leah and himself when it was little, and like Tyreek always looked so sad. It's like, yeah, because he felt like an outsider, and it's most likely y'all made him feel. We know Leah did because she was like, this is like the son that my daddy never had, and all the other people's like, oh my goodness, he's the help son. Y'all see how they've been treating Angela, and they've known doggone Tyreek his whole entire life. It's like he always looks sad, so he decides to come clean with him. It's like, wait a minute. My thing is like they've known each other since they was little, had meals together, shared meals together, and all this stuff. And he was like, he finally admits it was Jack that was the one stealing when I was in school. He didn't need the money; he was just bored. I was like, that sounds like a rich kid. Like you ain't got nothing else to do, got all the money, you have access to all kinds of money, living this wonderful life, but you out here stealing because you bored. And the plan was, okay, once, I guess the headmaster, whoever was in charge, was gonna go into Tyreek's room and realize it wasn't there. They was just gonna stop the investigation. I was like, so he thought that okay, poor boy, he don't got it, so I guess it don't matter if one of y'all rich folks then stole something. And I was like, is that what you're saying? It was like, but I got him back in the end. I, wrote an anonymous letter and he was expelled. So you've known all these years, but you ain't said nothing. It's good that you're confessing now, but that's like you knew Jack wasn't right. Jack been doing stupid stuff all your lives, and you just sat back and just like didn't do anything about it because he says like I didn't know I could choose my own friends. I thought I had to be friends with the family that but friends with children that is friends in the family, I guess. So it's at the Gracie Kings event, and Leah is deciding to vote if Angela's gonna get into the Gracie team, and she says no. And the look on Angela's face is like, really? I thought we was becoming sisters. Now I wasn't too sure about Leah, but I think as time went on, she really got to care for and start to love Angela and Nikki. Like loved him as family. But she got Daddy Franklin. It's like if I don't do this, he gonna do this, and it's gonna be worse. So I understood where she was coming from, but still like, dang. All this is because Angela was determined to get some information. Now I told y'all this before, and I'll tell y'all again. When you trying to take somebody down, you keep that information to yourself. You especially don't go to the daughter that he raised, and that daughter loves this man. You keep all that information. She said, don't tell Nikki, don't tell Aunt Piggy, don't tell Tyreek, don't tell Nate, don't tell nobody. Don't tell your imaginary friend. Don't tell anybody. Don't write it down. Just keep that in your thoughts that I'm going to uncover this information. So now Raymond and Tyreek, they're going to be working together to take Daddy Franklin down. Tyreek gave Raymond the information. It's like I'm gonna have to find some information to get this man, but they gonna be working together and taking him down. Aunt Piggy decides she gonna turn herself in. Y'all, I was nervous for Aunt Piggy when she was walking to that police station. I just knew that somewhere that either Raymond wouldn't do that. He gonna have one of his doggone people who work for him gonna do something to Aunt Piggy. I just knew that is what was going to happen. So that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you were new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It's free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are on. So in my beautiful Facebook's video, you can click on it, you can like and share with your people, and you can come over and be one of my peoples. If you're already one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.